great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. These guys have really hit their stride, winners in 7 of their last 9. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by their left-handed quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Quick hitter here, it's complete. So nothing doing there. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
A loss of 7.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They're going to look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And they'll send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. It doesn't put them in bad situations.
It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And he goes out right around the 39. And they bring their punter out there now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, They had to punt it away, this time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. But you look at this defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the #1 overall offense in the league.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The gun, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
4th down.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Take it at the 37. Oh, nice move. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
37-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. They'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. They're now a 3rd down and 8.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll drop the throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
A 4-yard pickup on the play. 1st down, Chicago.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
1st down, Chicago.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Taken down at the 47-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 41-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, he's got it complete.
2nd down pass.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
This offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. Pass taken in by his good tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
An 8-yard pickup.
It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Gain on the play brings up 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
87. A 9-yard gain on the play.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the 1st half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
2nd and long. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
3rd and 10.
Back to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly not going to complain because the end result, touchdown.
A great outcome for the offensive side, but a crushing play defensively. You make a quick stop, force a fumble, only to see them take the fumble all the way in for 6 points. Now the challenge becomes not getting down and going out and continuing to make plays and hoping the ball bounces your way the next time.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Our home team 7.
That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will wrangle it down couple yards shy of the 30. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
He throws there, incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads. They don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 49 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for him. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Down and 4.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there, because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
2nd and 1. On the left side here, and it's complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen and our great crew here in the Orlando studios set for an abridged version of the Halftime Report. This game, to this point, a little slow to begin with, but in the second quarter, the offenses started finding their way. We hope we're set for a great second half, so let's get back out to the stadium and rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart, because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you
touchdown, Chicago! A big play there. 62 yards. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. That they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 9 now. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
17 yards. That's good for a first down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, Chicago.
He'll keep it himself. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Second down, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now a handoff looking right. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Number 20. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 4th.
They'll try and run for it. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on 4th down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gamble with a running play, and boy, did it pay off. Pay dirt.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. Quick hit here, it's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. He'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 3rd and 8.
Complete to number 88. That's a gain of 4.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
And 16.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. They'll look to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taking it in from the 20. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And to cap it off, a touchdown run of 20 yards. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Down at the 33-yard line.
2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They're going to look to throw. And the throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Point after here coming up. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So this drive spans 7 plays and was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
The offense on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and forever. But they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up
in motion goes the tight end. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you throw the ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Intended for number 20. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
The 44-yard line.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
A gain of 15 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Gain of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
First down. A gain of 7.
He'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The decision to go for it doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And the 11.
Back to throw here. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. So they bring out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 56 to go. Their 4-game winning streak in great danger. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores. pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for Chicago, they're not going to go quietly here as the wind moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.